All right, guys. Well, here we go again. Another big game in 1908. It's the Giants at the Cubs. And I tell you, the New York Giants at 28-7 are running away with everything, as you can see here. 4.5 games in front of the Cubs. Cubs have won their last 2 in a row, 6-4 in the last 10. The Giants have won 2 in a row, and they're 9-1. And they had that big winning streak of about 14 games or something not long ago. I mean, the whole season really has been a big winning streak for the New York Giants. So we'll see how they do here today. It's going to be Christy Mathewson on the mound against Ed Rulebach. Mathewson we'll see in a second. Here's Rulebach up there. 5-5 his record. 1.91 ERA, but remember it's 1908. He's up against Roger Bresnahan. Bresnahan hitting 347, and he rolls an 11 for a 0. All of you naysayers saying that I shouldn't hit him leadoff, you should watch what he does. And then he rolls a 36 for a 6. That'll be a double to right center field. When you got your leadoff hitter doing that, you want to keep him hitting leadoff, don't you? Here comes Mike Donlin. Donlin, 366 the average, of course, the star of the stage. It was the star in the last game, as you'll recall, against St. Louis, where he was thrown out of the ball game, that is. He rolls a 53 for a 15, changed to 20. That's going to be a ground ball over to second. It will be Evers throwing to first for the out. Bresnahan moves to third, 1 away. Here comes Art Devlin. Do you have the infield come in? You probably do this early with Mathewson on the mound. And the roll is a 32 for a 26. That's going to be a ground ball over to second base. That was the right choice. Evers throws to Kling. Kling ends up throwing over to Steinfeld, and they had Bresnahan in a pinch there, in a pickle. And so there's 2 outs now. Devlin moves to second on that rundown. Here comes Fred Tenney. No score top of the first inning. Tenney rolls a 32 for a 26. It's a ground ball again to Evers, and Evers moves it on to first for the out. And so we go now to the bottom of the first inning with no score. And here is Christy Mathewson. Mathewson is 9-0. That's right, he's 9-0, hasn't lost yet. 1.33 ERA, 43 men struck out, 8 men walked. 2.14 is a bat against average, so he will give up some base hits, but not many. The roll from Chance is a 42 for a 41, changed to a 36. That'll be a ball. Next roll is a 21 for a 30, fly ball to left field. It's going to be Shannon standing under that waiting, and he pulls it in for the out, 1 away. Johnny Evers comes up next. Evers hitting 290, rolls a 62 for a 12. There's a little E-roll, so we'll see how this one winds up. Rolls a 63, that will mean it's going to be a ground ball over to Tenney at first, and that does it. My apologies, I just realized that my dice cam has been frozen, so let's see if we can get this one figured out here again. And yep, there we go. Now we've got it turned on. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one. We're having a couple of kind of strange problems here computing today. 2 away, and here comes Sheckard. I'll change cars. There's Jimmy Sheckard. And the roll is a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left field, and Shannon has that for the out. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Still no score. So I think it was somebody on here, somebody in a comment who said once a couple of weeks ago that it's funny, you know, the game never freezes when you're using cards and dice. And it's true. And one of these days I'm going to figure out the best way to use cards and dice to do this, because when you're not worrying about whether the computer does this or that right, it's a little bit easier. Here comes Larry Doyle. Larry rolls a 41 for a 28. It's a ground ball to Tinker, who throws to first, and there's 1 away. Cy Seymour up there now for the Giants, hitting 230. Rolls a 64 for a 29. Comebacker to Ed Rulebach, who throws to first, 2 away. Here comes Spike Shannon. Shannon, who's hitting 250, rolls a 53 for a 16, changed to 19. That's going to be a line drive at Steinfeld, the third baseman. And that does it for the top of the second inning. We go now to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score. And it will be Harry Steinfeld here to take his hacks against Christy Mathewson. Rolls a 46 for a 29. That's a strikeout for Mathewson. That is his first. 1 away. Here's Joe Tinker. Joe rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a base hit to left field. That one gets by Shannon. Hit for Tinker, and then he steals second base with Wildfire Schultz up there. So runner on at second here for the Cubs. First real threat that they've had in this game. I guess the Giants did have one earlier with that runner on at third. Schultz rolls a 34 for a 44. It's a fly ball to center field. Seymour is under that for the out, and it's not deep enough to move Tinker. So 2 away. Here comes Johnny Kling. And Johnny rolls a 34 for a 44 again. There is a little E roll, so hold on to your hats. but it's a 44 out of the range. That's another fly ball to center. It's going to be easy for Seymour, and he makes the catch for the out. And we'll go to the top of the third inning. No score in this one. So top of the third inning, Al Bridwell will lead this off for the Giants. Bridwell then Mathewson. Bridwell rolls a 64 for a 22, changed to an 18. That's going to be an error on Tinker, the shortstop, and so Bridwell finds a way to get on base. He does have an 11, and that means that Mathewson is in the unenviable position of trying to hit him over. Look at all those 13s, but we won one because that's a stolen base. Rolls a 41 for a 13. I'm sorry, it's not. Strike him out, throw him out. Forgot about that part of the boards. Double play by Mathewson, and a poor play at that. 2 away, nobody on. Here's Roger Bresnahan. It's the 14 that's the stolen base. Bresnahan rolls a 65 for a 35 as a pop-up to the right side, and Chance has that for the out. And that will do it for the top of the third inning. So some bad managerial decisions by me lead to the Giants not getting it across, and it's no score going to the bottom of the third. Jimmy Slagle comes up, and his roll is 63 for a 30. Fly ball over to left. Shannon has that for the out, 1 away. Here comes Ed Rulbach. We've seen a lot of good pitching here on this channel lately. I tell you, what we really had was that game yesterday. If you watched that one, the 1949 game had some excellent pitching in it. Roll from Rulbach is an 11 for a 0. I'm realizing this dice cam's has seen better days. Next roll is a 51 for a 6. That's a double to right center field. And so Ed is going to wind up standing on his second base. There's a rarity, the pitcher with a big double against Christy Mathewson. Too bad we had some video problems there with the dice, but so it is. Up is Frank Chance now with 1 out and a runner on at second. And he rolls a 15 for an 11. That's going to be a base hit, but Rulbach, who's not fast, is thrown out at home. Great throw by Shannon, gets him. And Chance then steals second base with Evers up there. So it was a great throw there by Shannon that got Rulbach at the plate. And my dog's real excited about that. Here's Chance with Evers with 2 outs and Chance on the second. The roll is a 54 for a 45. It's a fly ball to center field. Seymour grabs that for the out. And with that, we go to the top of the fourth inning. Top of the fourth, it'll be Christy Mathewson here. I'm sorry, it'll be Mike Donlin here to lead this off. I get screwed up all the time, and you can see this. If you put your mouse over here by any of this, it will change the person who's up. The problem is if you have 2 monitors and you're on like Linux, you can get something like this to happen where it will have the wrong card up. I don't know if Cyrus watches these. If you do, Cyrus, I would take this away because it does no good. There's no point in having that feature. I mean, of all the things you could do, that's like the least helpful thing. There's no way I would ever want to just mouse over a guy. I would click on it if I wanted to see the card. Here's Donlin. Rolls a 65 for a 35. There's a little E-roll. It's a 34, so it's a pop-up over to third base, left side. Steinfeld has that for the out, 1 away. Up now is Art Devlin. And Devlin rolls a 43 for a 29. Comebacker to Rulbach, who throws to first, 2 away. Here comes Fred Tenney. Tenney's rolls a 62 for a 12, so it's a ground ball to Chance, the first baseman, who goes to the bag himself. And that does it for that half inning. We go now to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's Jimmy Schecker to try his luck against Christy Mathewson. Mathewson has struck out only 1. Rolls a 55 for a 9. That's a single, but he's caught trying to steal second thanks to the little C. So the speed doesn't pay off this time around. 1 away, and here's Harry Steinfeld. Harry rolls a 25 for an 8. It's a ground ball to short, and Bridwell throws to first. There's 2 away. Here comes Joe Tinker. Joe rolls a 62 for a 12. Ground ball again to first. Tenney has that one and goes to the bag himself. So much for that. We go now to the top of the fifth inning. And it's going to be Larry Doyle to lead this one off. Roll 24 for a 13, and that's a strikeout from Rulbach, his second. 1 away. Here's Cy Seymour, and he rolls an 11 for a 0. And then a 33 for a 1, and that is big. Home run over the right field fence for Seymour. That makes this a 1-0 lead for the Giants, and I bet you didn't see that one coming. So Cy Seymour surprises everybody with power. And that'll bring up Spike Shannon, and it's only the second hit that Ed Rulbach has given up, and it's hurt him. Cubs have 4 hits, Giants now with 2, as Shannon rolls a 63 for a 32. It's a fly ball to right field. It'll be easy for Schultz. 2 away. That one didn't go over the fence. 2 gone, and here's Bridwell. He rolls a 64 for a 22, change to a 20. That's going to be a little line drive over to Evers, the second baseman, grabs that for the out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. But the Giants have gone out on top 1-0. And here comes Wildfire Schultz. And you know with Christie on the mound, he can make that run count. Schultz rolls a 46 for a 27. There's a strikeout, number 2, collected by Mathewson. 1 away. Here's Johnny Kling. He rolls a 25 for an 8, ground ball to short, and Bridwell on to first. 2 away. Here comes Jimmy Slagle. And his rolls a 43 for a 29, another strikeout picked up by Mathewson, and we'll go to the top of the 6th inning. So it will be Christy Mathewson here to lead this one off. 1-0 Giants, and this is a close one. Roll a 21 for a 13, and down he goes, 1 away. Roger Bresnahan comes up next. His roll 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball over to left field. Sheckard has that for the out, 2 away. Here comes Mike Donlin. Donlin, the star of the stage, rolls a 36 for a 13, and down he goes. Not much of a encore request for Donlin as he goes down. He's now 0 for 3 today, and that'll bring up Ruhlbach here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ed Ruhlbach comes up there. Hitting, of course, 069 is the pitcher, but he did have a hit today, has that double, and then was out trying to score a little bit later on after Chance's hit. He rolls a 51 for a 9. There's another base hit for him, but then he's caught trying to steal second. Why in the world you'd want to try to steal with the pitcher, I don't know, but he's got the little C. Now, we can talk a lot about that, whether it should be there or not. The truth is we don't have stolen base and caught stealing numbers for here, so we've got to kind of guess based upon what the statistics are, how many times they were on base, how many times they scored, and all of that stuff. And that's just kind of the way that the guess works. So I let Bill Saffa worry about that stuff. There's 1 away. Here comes Frank Chance. And he rolls a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left. Shannon has that easily. 2 away. Brings up Johnny Evers. Evers rolls a 12 for a 24. It's a little E-roll now. And it's a 52 out of the range. It's a ground ball over to short. Bridwell has that and throws on to first for the out. And we'll go now to the top of the 7th inning. And it's still a 1-0 game in favor of the Giants. Here comes Art Devlin. Devlin hitting now 293, 0 for 2 today. Everyone's having a hard time hitting Ed. And the roll's a 22 for an 8, ground ball over to short. Tinker throws to first, 1 away. Fred Tenney up there now. He rolls a 35 for a 14. And there it is, finally. Ed Ruhlbach finally gives up his first walk of the game. His problem has been his control. He's walked now 29 this season, but this is only the first one he's walked today, and that's what counts. Tenney does not have that 11. We're not going to chance it, especially after having a man thrown out with Mathewson trying to hit and run. And the roll for Doyle is a 66. I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare. The next roll is a 16 for a 7. That's going to be a single to right center field, sends Tenney all the way over to third. And with 1 out, here comes Cy Seymour. Seymour hit a home run last time up, his first of the season. Runners on at first and third, 1 out top of the 7th. And here come the Giants. Rolls a 61 for a 32. Fly ball to right. Schultz has it not deep enough. 2 away, and here comes Shannon, and maybe Ed will get out of this. Rolls a 65 for a 35. It's a big foul off back of first base. Evers runs over and makes the catch for the out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And the score now still 1-0 Giants. Here comes Jimmy Sheckard. Sheckard rolls a 32 for a 26. It's a ground ball to second. Doyle throws to first. 1 away. Harry Steinfeld now. Rolls a 12 for a 24. This time ground ball to short. Bridwell on to first, 2 away. And here comes Tinker. Tinker rolls a 44 for an 8. That'll be a fly ball to center field. Seymour under that one for the out, and that was fast. And so now we go to the top of the 8th inning, and it'll be Al Bridwell here for the Giants. 1-0, a precarious lead. And Bridwell rolls a 66 for a 0. His next roll, 33 for a 4. That's going to be a double over third base that got past Steinfeld and into left field. That'll bring up Christy Mathewson. Mathewson here is just going to bunt. we learned our lesson. He rolls a 65 4 35, and that's a walk against Rulebach instead of being a strikeout. And now that control really hurts, doesn't it, Ed? He walks the pitcher, Mathewson, who was trying to bunt. 30th walk of the season, second of the day. Here's Roger Bresnahan, who's 1 for 3 with that double to open up the game. And the roll's a 22 for a 7, just as we thought. It's a single to left. 1 run scores. Mathewson goes to third, and now the floodgates are starting to open slowly. Bresnahan not that fast, and so Donlin will just swing away. Mike is 0 for 3. And he rolls a 44 for a 7, fly ball to center field. Slagle's got that for the out. Mathewson tags and scores. I'm not sure if they had the warm-up jackets back in 1908. I don't know if they were invented yet, but anyway, it's a 3-0 lead for the Giants one way or another. And here's Art Devlin with only 1 out and Bresnahan on at first. Devlin hitting 291. He's been flirting with 300 all season, and his rolls a 33 for a 7. Single to right center field over, and Slagle ends up picking that one off before it does any more damage, and that brings up Fred Tenney. Fred is hitting 307. 6 hits now for the Giants, and his rolls a 45 for a 14, and Rulebach lost him. So top of the 8th inning here, it's all coming apart for the Cubs as Larry Doyle comes up with the bases loaded, only 1 out. They'll play the infield in out of desperation, and the roll's a 25 for a 10. That's a single over third. That'll score 2. Tenney goes to third, and then Doyle steals second with Seymour up there, and that is going to be it for Rulebach. And it's such a shame, I know, but there's only so much you can do. Chick Fraser is going to be the relief pitcher here for the Cubs. We'll see if he can get out of the inning. Up comes Cy Seymour with runners on his second and third, still only 1 out, and the question is pitch to him or Shannon. Seymour is a home run, and so we'll see what happens. The rule of 53 for a 16 changed in 18, and that's going to be a pop-up over to Tinker, who makes the catch for the out, 2 away. Spike Shannon up there now, 2 outs. And the roll 21 for a 30, fly ball to left. Sheckard's got that for the out. And finally, after all of that, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it'll be Wildfire Schultz here to lead this off for the Cubs against Christy Mathewson. 5-0 now Giants. Roll 23, result 32, fly ball right field, and Donlin has that 1 away. Johnny Kling rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball to left, and Shannon has that for the out, 2 away. And here comes Jimmy Slagle, center fielder, hitting 8th. Rolls a 26 for a 27, and that's a strikeout. Mathewson picks up his 4th, and that wasn't very much, was it? So we go now to the bottom of, or to the top of the 9th inning. It'll be Al Bridwell here for the Giants. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. No runs, 5 hits for the Cubs. Bridwell rolls a 56 for a 34. It's a pop-up over to the left side. Tinker has that for the out, 1 away. And here comes the hero of the day, Christy Mathewson. Rolls an 11 for a 7, and he gets a base hit. How about that? So he's walked once, gets a single. He's had a busy day, including that crazy strike him out, throw him out double play. It'll bring up Bresnahan. You don't think Mathewson, no, he doesn't have an 11. They're not that crazy. Bresnahan rolls a 22 for a 7, single to right center field, and here they come again. Mike Donlin now, who's 0 for 3, who sacrificed in a run. He's looking for a base hit. He's hitting only 360. And he rolls a 36 for a 13 and strikes out. He's going to go without any hits in this one. 2 away, and here comes Devlin. Art Devlin. So Donlin tonight can, I'm not sure what kind of theater you have in Chicago in 1908, but I'm sure he'll go to something. Some kind of play. Devlin rolls a 44 for an 8. That's going to be a single that'll score 1. Devlin then gets thrown out trying to steal, but the damage has been done. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 6-0 lead for the Giants. Fraser's not going to hit for himself. We're going to take him out. We'll put Vin Campbell in. I think we've used him before. Maybe we haven't. No plate appearances. So here comes the pinch hitter. Rolls a 12 for a 25. That's a strikeout, 1 away. Frank Chance up there now. How would you like that? You're only at bat of the seasons against Christy Mathewson, and he strikes you out. Here's a Chance, rolls a 13 for a 14, takes 2 balls. I guess you could say, maybe, well, you got a good look at the pitch. 52, the roll, 27. That's another strikeout for Mathewson, number 6, and it's all up to Johnny Evers. Evers, the only man standing in the way of Mathewson going 10-0. And it rolls a 53 for an 18, changed to a 20, and that's going to be a line drive hit straight at Doyle, and he nabs it for the out, and there you go. So the Giants win this one 6-0. They're now 5.5 above the Cubs, and Mathewson looks unstoppable. 10-0 is his record. I'll have to look up what the all-time record is. I think he's close to a record for 1908, though, for the most wins to start a season and the most consecutive victories. Mathewson wins every time he pitches in this replay. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.